Hi guys, Flying Pig Games here. So today we are in FSX and I'm here just to show you a new aircraft I've got and talk about it a bit. Now if you watched the recent channel update you will have seen this aircraft, but first let me talk about the scenery. So this is the Orbax FTX England scenery, as well as the FTX Global base. Right, scenery's out the way. What's the aircraft? Well, this is the A2A accu Piper Cherokee. Now, you can see it's tied down on the runway. Yeah, that's not normal at all. That's just because I was lazy and couldn't be bothered to move it from where it spawned. So, yeah. But, basically this is a high realism aircraft. A2A being the company who've made it. accu being their range of supposedly super accurate aircraft. What's that up there? I hope you're not coming this way. You are not, that's fine. Yeah, and this is their Piper Cherokee. I believe it's Cherokee 2. So, accu comes with a number of other features on top of the aircraft. So, for example, we have this configuration panel, which allows me to do all the tie downs, the wheel chocks, pitot covers. I could open the door and set it as an empty aircraft. So while it's set as empty, you can see there's no one in there. And if I do that, it puts our pilot in. Now, these are all the other bits you can do. So this controls stuff in the cockpit as well. So I could click it. Let's say I wanted to set the aircraft into a specific state. Rather than going around searching for it all in the cockpit, I just come here and go, I want the battery on, or I want the battery off in that case. I want the beacon off as well. Right. So this also, we've got our cabin vents, demisters, cabin heat, all that can be controlled from here. I'm sure I could control it from in the cockpit, but I haven't figured out where that is yet. Now let's just get in. You can also see we have different GPS options. So currently this has the GNS 400, which is this. If I click that, that goes away and we've just got a radio stack. Click it again, I get the GPS map 295 over here. Now this does have support for third party GPS systems and such, but they come with their own configurator thing. So yeah, I'm going to go no GPS for now. So we can, as in many flight sim aircraft, you can remove the yokes. What? You should be able to remove... Oh, because the control locks are in. High-tech control locks. There we go. Okay. So, as in many flight sim aircraft, you can remove the control column thing, yoke, that's the word, to be able to access what's behind it better. Is there anything else in that panel? So we've got auto start, that'll automatically start the engine, get the aircraft set up for me. I don't like doing that. Auto C&D, that's auto cold and dark, which means when you load into the game, it starts with the aircraft completely shut pardon me, completely shut down. We've got cold and dark, which just sets it to cold and dark. So for example, if I just landed and had the engine running like this, I could click cold and dark and it would reset everything for me. Yeah, and by the way, as you saw down here, these are your headphone and mic port. Basically you click that and it quietens everything down in terms of the audio. So you've got volume. Oh, that's awesome. I can actually turn the volume of that down. Huh, that's cool. So now if I do that, it's suddenly not as obnoxiously loud. I didn't realise that had its own separate volume setting. Now let's go 10%, that should be, now 15, that should be good. Right, let's turn it off again. So you've got used state and reset here. I will talk about them later. You also have damage enabled, which means if I fly like a complete moron, which, let's be honest, is entirely possible, I'll damage various bits of the aircraft. So let's get rid of that one. Shift 4, that's, so we now have this, which is our fuel, left and right wing tanks, and our passengers and baggage. So for example, I could fill the plane, and you saw it moves, it actually simulates the balance of the aircraft. But I don't want passengers right now. You saw as I took them out, the nose dropped again because we're taking weight out of the rear. And if I filled, you can see the nose rising as I do that slightly. If I was to put a load of weight in that, let's just wait for it. I believe our max weight is 2,400 pounds. Oh, that's the most baggage we can take. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it's simulating the nose coming up as we put weight in and going down again. And that will affect how it flies. I have tested this and it does definitely affect how it flies. So, that's pretty cool thing. It also means you can balance out your left and right wing fuel, get just the right amount of fuel in. And you've got oil here you can fill up as well. I need to not forget about that. Right, shift 5, you have, you don't want to access that from shift 5, you can get to it here. It's the in-cockpit map, so I can still fly the aircraft while I do this, or I could if the control lock wasn't on. So you can see, I can look at my map and fly the aircraft. Makes it somewhat harder to fly because I've got a map in front of me, but equally it's also somewhat more realistic in that you can't just pause when you're in mid-air to look at the map. Put them back on just for the moment. And you're just starting to see another feature, that these windows are just starting to mist up now. If we were sat here for quite a while without the engine running as we are, they will mist up pretty heavily and you'll have to demist before you can see again, or alternatively you could just go to this view. Interestingly, it looks like you don't actually see the mist on the outside model, but that's fine. Right, shift 6, I can't remember what that was. Oh, you have a quick radio stack here. That's why I don't remember what it was, because I don't use that. Now to the big feature, Shift 7. This is a maintenance hangar, guys. We can actually do maintenance on our aircraft. Now this is what I was talking about earlier, the damage and the used state. As you can see, it models airframe hours and engine hours, and it will need maintenance after so many hours. For example, I was reading that you have to change the oil every 24 engine hours or every month, whichever comes first. I think that's what it said in the manual I read. It's down here. Let me just show you this. I believe it's here. Maybe it's not here. It is not. Huh. Okay, I have no idea where I read it, but it was somewhere. Oh, my Tim's paused. Yay! Unpause. Thank you. That's interesting. It's probably here. Yeah, it's probably in there somewhere. Can't be bothered to read through all that right now, but yeah, that's the thing. So here you can do various modifications with the aircraft. For example, I could switch batteries. I'm not sure if there's a benefit to either. This information would tell me, but I'm not going to read through it right now. We've got different types of tyres. Again, not certain what the difference or benefit of either is. Could read through the info. I will do that at some point, but I'm not going to subject you to that. We have the ability to fit an engine heater kit. It's currently installed. If I do that, it takes it out of the aircraft. I'm going to leave it in. We've got gap seals. Again, you can't see what they are, but I'm assuming they're like seals around all the doors, windows, any panel gaps in the cabin, etc, etc. That's what I'd assume they are. They seem like a thing to have. I tell you what, let's read the info. First, flap gap seals. Yeah, I still don't really know what that's for, so we'll ignore that. So we've got wing root fairings, which as you can see are here. They're currently removed and fitted. So like if I remove them and go to the external view, you can see they're not there. And it does actually display them in the aircraft model, so you can see they are now there. And the same holds true for the undercarriage fairings. You can see they're currently fitted, and if I remove the fairings, you can see they're no longer fitted. So that's pretty cool attention to detail there from A2A. I'm going to leave them fitted because I would think it would reduce drag. It should do, whether it simulates that or not, I'm not certain, but given the level of detail of everything else, I would imagine so. Now, it also simulates damage and wear to engine components, all of these. So, for example, if we were to wear the starter out, which I shall do now, that would go red or yellow or red depending on how severely you wear it out, and you would then need to repair it. Let's just flick the battery on and whoops, no, let's not put the mixture in, we don't actually want it to start. That would be bad. So we'll just let it do this for a bit and you'll see what that does shortly. Now obviously you wouldn't sit doing this in a real aircraft, I'm just doing it to demonstrate the fact that it does model the wear on components, which is pretty cool. It also means that if you're flying, or that you then potentially, if you're in flight, have to deal with these things, because if something fails in flight, then, you know, good luck. Now I think the battery is going to go first, to be honest. We're going to use all the voltage in the battery, or all the things. Yeah, battery is weak, low voltage, so you just click that loads and it fixes it. That's how we fix things, click. So you've seen the battery can be worn out like that, and I'm hoping shortly this will wear the starter out. I think that's just gone. Yep, you can see starter is now red. So I was about to repair that, but before I do, how about we turn the starter off? Because if you don't turn the starter off, it will immediately try and start again when you finish repairing the starter. Now you can change the type of oil as well, and the type of spark plug. Don't know what the benefit is, I haven't done that much reading yet, I only recently got it. So that's all that. Now, how about we go flying? Well, first I'll show the detail of this aircraft. It's even got lighting, interior lighting. Your red light here, which isn't on, or you can't see now because it's daytime, but that's your sort of light for flying at night, just to avoid killing your night vision and causing problems. You've got this light, again, you can't really see it during the day. You've got cabin ventilation here because, you know, the cabin temperature is actually modelled in this and will make a difference. I'm going to close that because it's probably quite cold outside. Okay, so how about we run through the checklists and go flying? Yes, there are checklists. Right, so firstly, let's get rid of the tie downs, shall we? Why am I right clicking? Tie downs, wheel chocks, pitot cover. Okay. Whoops. No, pressing all the wrong keys today. Right, so for now we're going to open the docks. We're not ready to go yet. Shift 0, is it? No, shift 9. No, shift 8. Hold on, can't remember what key this was on. Huh, that's interesting. I found it earlier. That's going to annoy me now. There we go, it is Shift A, it's just being awkward. This is our walk around panel. So, we've got the walk around starts off first, you've got all your checks you've got to do here, so let's go for that. Control wheel locks, release the belts, we've done that. Master switch has to go on. Fuel quantity check. We have 2 full tanks. Whoops, I have clicked the wrong key. Master switch off. Ignition should be off. Let's get rid of that. This is our ignition, that is off. Flaps extend. Flap handle all the way up. They are now extended. Okay, next walk around point. We have this. So we just check the flap for security and condition. Looks secure and conditional. So that should be fine. Again, aileron, check for proper movement. It's moving. Looks secure. Wingtip light. Looks good. Wing looks good. No damage. Wing tie down, disconnect, I already have. Main wheel, check for proper inflation and condition. That looks good. Fuel tanks, some quick drain valves. Drain, inspect fuel. Well, we can't actually do that, but we're going to say we've done it and it looks good. Again, we can't actually physically check the quantity here, but that's what we would do if we could here. So we're going to say we've done it and it's good. Engine oil dipstick check level. Again, can't actually do that. Would be nice if it did model this. Remember that A2A, if you're going to do an update, let us actually check all these levels and things, give us some interaction on the walk round. That's the only bone I would pick with this. This is where it says change oil every 25 hours or 4 months, whichever comes first. You can extend to 40 hours if the plane is flown daily. Yeah. Now this is where it gets interesting. Don't let a long period of time, don't let your engine sit for a long period of time with dirty black oil since acids form and internally corrode the engine. Yeah, that's obviously going to be bad, and that's why the maintenance comes in. Now this corrosion, it says, is simulated in real time. And this is the bit that gets you, even when the computer is off. So I don't even have to be playing it for this to work. It still builds up that time and corrosion if I leave it in an awful state. That is awesome. Check for proper inflation, that's all good. Extension looks good. Check for damage and security. Well, it's attached to the plane and I don't see any damage. Oh, hello me. How are you still in there while I'm out here? Whatever. Yeah, it's still attached to the plane and it's not damaged, so that's good. Engine cooling air inlets clear of obstructions. Well, other than my face, yes, it's clear. Check for restriction from debris. Nope, no debris, that's all good. Drain, inspect fuel. Yeah, you get the idea. There we go. That's the walk around done. Wrong button. Shift. Get that out of my face. Right. So now let's go through our cockpit preparations. I'm on the descent checklist, you can see there. That's because I've been flying this earlier, hence why it had 0.4 hours on it. Right, start from the start. Upon entering cabin, aeroplane, thank you. Weight and balance checked. Well, it doesn't actually have all the numbers in here or any facilities to properly check it, but it looks good, so we're gonna go with that and hope for the best. Close and secure the cabin door. So you've got a little handle down here to close it, and then to secure it you've got to flick that. I'm not sure what happens if you don't close and secure it. I don't know if it models that in flight. Don't know. We might find out. Control wheel lock, remove. That's what I did with the seat belt. That's already removed. Okay, control check, free and clear. Let's put our yoke back. Full back, full forward, full left, full right. And rudder pedals. Happy. Okay, ignition and avionics. Ignition is off. Where was avionics? There, off. Okay, we're good. Master switch on. That brings the battery on. Check fuel quantity. That's still good. Fuel selector, fullest tank. I'm going to go with the left tank since they're both even. Now, one thing to note with this aircraft, it doesn't drain from, or it can't drain from both tanks at once. So it will drain one side and then the other, and there's no way to transfer fuel between the tanks. So you've got to be just a bit careful you don't get yourself completely out of balance and like completely empty this side and have the other side still full, because that will cause problems. Then fuel flaps extend, then retract. Oh, they're already extended, so let's retract them. Then extend and retract. That's good. Elevator trim set for takeoff. I usually go with about 3 degrees up, 3 or 4. That needs a little bit more. I have a trim wheel on my joystick to do that. That's 3%, sorry, not degrees. Elevator trim set for takeoff, that's good. Beacon on. Beacon rather. My beacon light is now on. That's all fine. Wheel brakes on, they are on. Carb heat off, it is off. This is our engine start now. Fuel selector is already on the fullest tank. Master switch is on. Test the electric fuel pump. Yep, it's working. I can hear it working. By the way, you can see up here you get some all the data about things. So you've got your ground speed, endurance, range and fuel economy. I'm not sure what SM is. Something miles, I guess, but I don't really know. And you've got various numbers here. Anyway, carrying on. Primer, 1 to 3 strokes. So click to unwind it. Click again for 1, 2, free, and right click to close it off again. Mixture, rich, I'm guessing that means full rich. Throttle cracked, 50% does not class as cracked. About no more than about 6% I would suggest. Right, 6%, that'll do. Area clear. Well, I don't see anyone around us, and this is what they usually do when they do it. Prop clear. Yep, that's all good. Ignition set to both. Come on. Thank you, both. Starter, engage. Come on. You can hear it simulates that it sometimes has a bit of a rough start. In fact, that's not starting. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just hang on, things have just popped up. Alright, hi guys, I'm back again. I think I've fixed it, I hope. Basically what happened there is I crashed the game. So hopefully it's not going to crash the game this time. I should set the parking brake. Right, let's do this. Wheel brakes on, done. Carpy off, done. Fuel select full is done. Master switch on, done. Electric fuel pump test, done. Primer, 1 to 3 strokes. 1, 2, 3 strokes of your primer. And shut that off. Mixture, rich. Throttle cracked. Right, let's crack you. Whoa, too much. Yeah, there we go, that'll do. Ignition, area clear. Yeah, it is. Prop clear, all that good stuff. Ignition, both. Come on. Starter, engage. Ooh. Now you see there, it does sort of simulate, or it does simulate rough starts. You can hear it's actually kind of struggling. Ooh. It can't decide if it's going or not. I'm going to try just giving it a bit more throttle. There we go. So that was my fault. I didn't have quite enough throttle on by the looks of it. But that's fair enough. But AccuSim does simulate rough starts in that it won't always start perfectly. It will cough and splutter and such until it gets going. And sometimes it will just fail to start for no apparent reason. We might want some of that on just to get rid of all this mist on the screen. Let's just go with that. Whoops, wrong button. That should clear this shortly. Okay. Oil pressure check. Checkity check. That is in the green. I am happy with that. Ammeter positive indication. That is positive only just, but it is. Nav lights as required. We definitely require them. I'm going to go with that. We are also going to put the strobe on at this point. Doesn't require it on here, but we're going to put it on because I want it on. That's the way this works. Altimeter. Nearly said that wrong then. We need to set that. Here it is 3007. 00. Yes, that's set correctly. Heading. We are going to That was bad. I should not have turned that one. This one is the one I want to turn. We are going to go out direct south. Now I don't really need to set that for this, but you know, we do have a rudimentary autopilot system on here, which is here. You'll see lights come on there, or you should do. However, I don't think it works while we're on the ground. We're going to put the headphones in to quieten the engine down. Right, radio master, that brings all our avionic systems on. Let's turn that on. Oh, my radios have turned themselves on. That's awesome. Now, I believe I saw somewhere that the UK VFR ident is that. Pretty sure I've seen people using that for other flights and stuff. So I'm gonna go with that. But I mean, we're not on VATSIM, so it don't matter really. But you know, whatever. Right, that's all good. We're not on VATSIM, so I don't need to faff around with frequencies here, which is awesome. Let's do our run-up check. Throttles 2000 RPM, that is. That's good. 2016, that's close enough. Mags RPM drop. Now to do this, you go left mag and you look for how many RPMs you drop. Should not exceed 125. It doesn't on the left mag. Now back to both. Let it recover, and to the right mag, same thing. Not drop much again. They both drop about an equal amount, so that's fine. Carby, check for RPM drop. So we pull that out. Did the RPMs drop? They did. That's good. Push it back in. Now, something I've seen people do when they fly these, I've seen videos of them flying these for real, is another check they do is pull the throttles all the way back, all the way out, and the engine should continue to run. It does, that's good. So idle is 1000 RPM. Let's get that. Okay. Oh wait, we were supposed to check engine instruments while we were at 2000. Right, let's check them. They're good. EGT looks fine. That's still rising, but it's fine. Fuel is still good. Our generator amps are good. Oil pressure is good. Fuel pressure is good. Oil temperature is fine. Now you do need some oil temperature there, because it does simulate all the running or moving parts of the engine. Now most flight sim aircraft, if you use the vanilla aircraft, it just says, oh, you push the power forward, the big spinny thing on the front spins faster, you go faster. Whereas this actually simulates how the engine works. So if you try and fly and your oil temperature is too low, the oil is of course going to be more viscous and cause problems and gum things up, and you will crash, probably. At least if it's me flying, we will crash if the engine dies. So this does glide fairly well. So I'm happy with that oil temperature now. I don't really know what temperature I'm looking for, but some, to be honest, is the way I'm going, and we've got some and it's in the green, so that's fine. takeoff checklist. Seats, belts and doors check secure. Door is secure. And the belts, it doesn't actually model them or the seats as far as I am aware. Flight controls, free and correct. That's stick and rudder. That's good. Elevator trim set, we did that. Mixture is rich. Carb heat is off. Fuel selector is on the fullest tank. Electric fuel pump should be on. Engine gauge is normal. Wing flaps as required. We're going to put that on the cruise, on the climb page, and get it out of the way. Right. Now let's go for our takeoff. Now I have a weird bug with Flight Sim where if I deploy the flaps now, let's put 2 notches out, say, and push the power forward, it does nothing. Okay, I did have a weird bug with Flight Sim where if I'd done that it would have put the flaps in, retracted the flaps. It does seem to have sorted itself somehow. Okay, we're going to ignore that and go. That's fine. This is still Clacton, by the way, just in case you wondered. It is a short runway. This is going to be a fun takeoff and landing. I do not like the look of those trees one bit, but we are up and away. I've got to say, I do love this Orbex FTX England scenery. It is really nice. So we are just gonna volume's good. We are just gonna keep climbing for now. I want to climb to about 1500. We can put 1 notch of flaps away and 2 notches. That's good. Now this aircraft really does fly very nicely. I've got to say, it is my new favourite aircraft. Now remember, it does model all the stresses and all the damage and wear and everything. So you do have to be aware of that. You have to be aware of the wear. Now one thing I have noticed is it has a lot of power. It seems to accelerate very rapidly. Like that runway, the Cessna 172 that's in the game by default very much struggles to take off there. You get near the end of the runway and you're very much thinking, oh god, I don't have enough runway. This also seems to brake pretty well once it's on the ground. However, getting it slow enough to land, slow and low enough to land, is very difficult, let's say. Now I've not gone through the proper checklist here, and I will probably pay for that. But, you know, I'm sure loads of you might yell at me in the comments saying, oh, you're an idiot, you didn't do that. But, you know what, I'm not too worried. And there's our autopilot coming in. Now I'm still not entirely familiar with how to use it. However, I do know the controls are on here. Yeah, you know what, I don't need autopilot, I don't like it. Now we don't have GPS at the moment, so I don't want to fly too far from the field, because I want to make sure I can find my way back. Now I'm pretty sure, I haven't experienced it myself yet, but I'm pretty sure this does also model the effects of wake turbulence on the aircraft. So if you try and take off directly behind another aircraft, you will have problems, and it will be quite fun. Now let's just lean the mixture. That might be a little bit too leaned. I'm going to say about there is good. Okay, where's our field? It's around there. Right, and now I'm going to do a simulated engine failure. And by simulated, I mean I'm going to do this. There we go, engine has failed. We are now going to fly in like this. So let's close the throttle. Get the yoke out of the way for a second. Turn the ignition off. Okay, and we are now gliding in. I'm sure you could probably get checklists for emergency procedures somewhere, but I do not currently have those, so I'm just sort of making this up as I go along. I do know the airfield is down there somewhere, but I can't quite see it at the moment. So, you know what we can use to help us? Let's not glide. We are descending too quickly. Okay, I see it, I believe. Ooh, let's... Optimal glide speed is going to be about 80 knots with no flaps, or about 60 to 70 with flaps. Okay, let's drop first notch of flap. We are not going to make the field. Yeah, there's no way. Okay. Can we restart in flight? That is the question. Right, let's see. Come on. Oh, let's give it a bit of power. Hey. And our engine is now miraculously working again. Awesome. Yeah, we might have made that actually. It might have been possible. Now, one thing to remember when flying this aircraft is, or when trying to land this aircraft, really watch your airspeed. It will glide forever. Well, no, it won't glide forever, but if you come in with your airspeed too high, even slightly too high, there is no way you will land. It really struggles to lose airspeed when you're flying. And, oh no, our engine's failed again. Well, let's just fly the plane. Ignition probably should go off at this point. I have the runway in sight. I believe we can in fact make it just about. Though we are lower than I would like. Ah, no, actually, we're good. We're very good, actually. This thing really does fly nicely. I've got to say, I really do love this aircraft now. Now it has got many features, well, it has got features I haven't so much discussed in detail, such as the autopilot, because I don't fully understand it. So, yeah, you know, make of that as you will. Right, let's put full flap out. That's good. Oh, we are too fast. We are too high, actually. We have glided very successfully. Too successfully, I would say. Let's get what the dickens just happened. Okay, this is going to be an awkward landing. We are too fast and too high. But we cannot go around with no engine, so we're going to have to make the best of this. Trees at the end of the runway. Do not hit the trees. Do not hit the trees. Do not hit the trees. Do anything but hit the trees. And we are down. We're not entirely on the runway, but I would say that was a pretty successful no power landing. We survived. The aircraft appears to be undamaged. So I'm going to call that successful. Now let's just taxi off the runway and get out of the way, shall we? Oh wait, that wasn't set to both. Idiot. Okay, we're all good. Right, and now we can just taxi over to parking, which looks like this big building over here. So let's just, I'm not quite sure where I'm supposed to taxi. I'm guessing just over the grass. I'm gonna go park next to this Cessna. That looks, that's not a Cessna, idiot. Whoa, wait, there are guys walking around over there? Wow, the scenery's pretty awesome as well then. Wow, you can actually feel the effect of this grass on the aircraft. Right, just give it a bit more. I'm just going to go over towards them, not hit them, and swing a 180 to come in. Go on, just give it some, to come round next to this other Cherokee. And we're going to stop facing that way. Now we should face into the wind, but I currently have no reference which way the wind is going. So, meh. Parking brake set. Ignition can go off. Engine is now shut down. We can pull mixture and whoops. Throttle out when I cannot right click and pause the game. Carpy is off. We can turn the beacon off. Strobes can go off. Headphones can come out. Radio stacks, transponder can go off. I believe that's the ADF can go off. The COM2 can go off. What's this? Oh, that's the ADF can go off. This is what then? This bottom one is... oh, that's DME. Okay, whatever. So they're both important things. I have no idea what they do. Well, I sort of do, but not really. That can go off. That's, come on. Awesome. Radio master can go off and battery master can go off. So now we can open the door. Actually, let's set trim to neutral. There we go. Not that that really matters. Control lock can go on. high-tech control lock, door can open, and we can go outside the aircraft. Okay, we can go, wheel chocks can go in, tie downs on, empty the aircraft, pitot cover on, and that is good. Now if I just close that, let's check, did we damage the aircraft? We did not, but as you can see, the flying hours have gone up to 0.6 on both engine and airframe. And we could do a complete overhaul which would set engine hours back to 0, but you can't reset the airframe hours. So yeah, that's a thing. Now just one last thing I can do is, not that one, that one, I can click used, and that will now give me a used aircraft. So if I go to Shift 7, you can see we have various bits of damage to various things. We've got 2,711.1 hours on the airframe and 53.8, 538.4 hours on the engine. Now what that means is obviously things are more likely to start going wrong. Basically, the more hours you have on it, the more likely things are going to go wrong in flight. So if you want to fly an older aircraft that is more likely to have problems and faults and interesting things happen, go ahead and use that. If you decide you really don't want that anymore, you know, if you have too many close calls with engine failures and things like that, you can click reset and voila, you have 0 hours. Pretty cool stuff. So that's it for now. That's all I've got to say on this, apart from it is a really awesome aircraft and we really are packed too close to that other Cherokee, but I don't care. Yeah, so awesome aircraft, go check it out if you want. Thank you for watching. If you liked this and if you want to see me flying this more, please do leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, you know, all that good stuff to let me know you like this stuff and that I'm not just talking to myself, which I kind of am, but whoops, I think I broke things. Shift. I just want to know, no, there aren't any other doors to open. Okay, that is the only openable panel it seems, but that one looks like it should open. Oh, I don't care. Anyway, yeah, all that good stuff. Leave likes, comments, whatever. See you in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.